What's up, Smalls? How you doing today? Just opening a box of 85 Tops Vending. Man, boy, these are all over the place. Some good, some bad. It's the gamble we take. There's a Wade box. USA Baseball. There's Tony Gwynn, Eddie Murray, Freddie Lynn, Gary Carter. Looking for some centered copies. Some gradable cards, stuff like this that we'll just quickly set aside and look at later. Corey Snyder, Cleveland legend. What could have been. Yeah. So if you're ever buying, anyone's looking at vending, see this little pattern here? How it looks like it's stepped, like up, down. When the packs are real tight. If you take this from a vending case or a vending box and you stack your cards after you look through them and you put them back in, you're never going to be able to recreate that. So if I get this to focus, that's what it'll look like there. But you could see that's what you want to see from the start to the back, or start to finish, front to back. You can almost run your finger over it and it feels like ridges. Where you look at it that way after you pull out a stack, you could see. And you'll know. You just type in vending boxes and then you'll see where it says, unsearched or searched, not wrapped by big baseball card exchange or all those third-party companies that authenticate them. But once I pull these cards out, they'll never go back to that. So if I pull another stack here, nice and tight, you can see. And then if I put these back right next to it, this is the difference. So you can see the difference right there. They stick out like a sore thumb. And that's how complete sets will run too for Tops. So anybody watching, hopefully that helps you out if you're ever buying some in a collection or whatever, yard sale, wherever you find them. All right, let's keep going. There's a lot of people that they want these things. They want their 10s. So we'll put stuff aside that's got, at first glance, it's got a good, quick first shot. And I'll look at the stuff a lot later. Like that's going to go into the pile for a quick look, but there's already a little ink spot right here. But still, a sharp card like that, no whiting on the back, you got your best chances out of these vending boxes versus wax that's, moved around a lot. Won't spend too much time on each card, but certain cards that got a quick first glance look. We'll go to a secondary pile. Let's go. He played for Cleveland. Yeah, there's a nice one right there. Yeah, that might make the cut. Trammell. John Butcher, infamous serial killer. Boy, there's another nice one. Be nice to get a big name in that condition. There's a Bulldog rookie, Hershiser. 56 consecutive. Was it 56? How many did? I gotta look that up now. I should know this. Oral Hershiser consecutive record. 59 scoreless innings. In 1988. I believe Hershiser is a card collector as well. Like a Phil Negro out there throwing a cool 68 miles an hour max. Be nice to get a Puckett. That red's not too good on there. Ooh, there's Ozzy. And a little off. Record breaker. A lot of good cards in there that we can get. Julio. Love me some Julio Franco. Let's go back and pull out the stack that we already did. Make sure. Checklist. Steve Balboni. Johnny Hamcheck. If you ever watch Johnny Hamcheck, it's like, yeah, Steve Balboni. .511. Carney Lansford, Pat Tabler. Chris Chambliss. Wow, Indians drafted him. 1971. Don Baylor. Gary Carter, the kid. There's a trivia question. How many people were nicknamed the kid? Anybody know how many people were nicknamed the kid? Wow, look at that Sid Bream. That thing's dialed in right there. We might have to send that one for sure. Little stain on the back. Got to check the fronts and the backs, but man, look at that. There's no white on the back of these, but that's still a nice card. Oh, come on, Cal. A little off-centered. Jackie Moore. Jackie Moore to the moon. Got a corner issue. Another Bowman break today. No, dude, I already sorted everything. I sorted everything. I'll post pictures. Proud of myself. Got that thing all done. Everything's sorted. I'm going to post the results. Oops. Even the paper, everything's sorted. 2 racks. And then I posted Ando's card for him. I did get someone who was like, hey, will you do a deal off eBay? But I don't know how to approach that because I'm not fucking up my 20-year eBay account. And there's the layout. I'll post to the socials. Rhino. Get some of these commons that are centered. We need to get some other Wade Boggs. Good Gibson. Eddie Murray, Dave Henderson, Raleigh Fingers. That guy's up to no good. I wouldn't trust that guy. Yeah, Bowman's expensive. Bowman's going up by the minute. Bunch of garbage. Will Buckner, Shane Mack. Spike Owen. That's got a shot. Deion James. Lloyd Mosby. Father-son combo. That one's got a shot too. Hopefully we can get some 10s out of here. It's tough. That one's got a corner issue. Lonnie Smith. Joe Negro. Sorta. Dick Hauser. Candy Maldonado. There's Eckersley. Started his career in Cleveland. Keith Hernandez. Greg Lazinski. How many bombs did he hit in, where was it here? Yeah, 78, 79. 34. Wow, he had 300 home runs by 85 or 80, ending at 84. Yeah, he was killing it. 34. I thought he led the league this year, 39, 77. How many home runs did he finish with? I gotta look that up now. Greg Lazinski, career stats. Oh, that was his last year. 26.3 WAR, 1,700 hits, 307 home runs, 276 average. All right, come on. There's another USA. Questionable. Andy Van Slyke. Danny Cox. Mel Hall. Rapist. Rick Sutcliffe. There he is. Sean Dunston. How many people booked their kids' college on that guy? That didn't work out. There's a nice Rob Wilfong. Yeah, he's got a shot at getting some high grades. Tim Foley. It's a nice Ned Yost. Oh, there we go. A little thin on top, or a little thick on top, but that's still a nice edge. Definitely got a shot at a 9 here. Yeah, back looks clean. That's a nice one. Franklin Stubbs. Something wrong with the surface on that thing. Not McGuire. Be nice to get a McGuire or a Puckett. There we go. That's a nice one. A little thick on the right, but that's a nice looking Roger Clemens rookie. Yeah, that thing's sharp. That's good. Nice Roger Clemens rookie. We'll be happy with this one. That one is a beauty. Put that right there. Yeah, a lot of good stuff in 85. You got Hershiser, Eric Davis, Clemens, Puckett. And obviously a lot of yeah, man, why couldn't Hershiser be like that? A lot of chances for some gems. These are coming out really, really nicely centered. Some are a little questionable, but we'll look at those later. Just got to hit the right player and the right. Pete Rose. Strawberry. Martinez. Manny Trio. Steve Carlton. What's up, Adam? Alan? All right. Tim Raines. Yeah, there's some nice card center and everything. There's a little dimple on the surface. There's another dimple there. Willie McGee. Sparsky and Whitey. Paul Mulder. Doc. Can we get a bucket like that? Just one time. Doug McGraw. It's not bad. Dwight Evans. Mike Davis. Lenny Barker. Ricky. Getting a lot of the big names. Just got to get them looking a little bit nicer. Unfortunately, I think we saw a lot of these earlier. No, maybe not. Scott Bankhead. It's not going to do it. Saberhagen rookie. I think he had it. Wait, didn't he have a traded card? No, I thought he had a card in 86, but that's his rookie. Not bad. A little thicker on top, but that's not bad. Yeah, come on, Cal. All the good ones are off-centered. What would it be, McDowell? Murphy. Whitaker. Maybe he'll get in the Hall of Fame one day. All right, another chance for a USA card here. And then it's O to B McDowell. Welch. Dave Parker with the Reds. Come on. Here's Rhino. These are so nice. They're just off-centered. That's all. These bottoms are just real thin on all these cards. Now we're in a pocket of really off miscut cards, but that could change quickly the way these were produced. I'd like to get a really nice Joe Carter out of here. John frickin' Hoover. Roy Smith. Oh, we got another one. Nope. There's Ozzy. Another Doc Gooden. Dale Murphy. Bud Black. Also played for Cleveland. Camacho, the drug kingpin. Chuck, what's up, man? How you been? Oh, nice, Adam. That's cool. Bill Swift here. There's Rusty. Another Corey Snyder. Boy, that thing's haunting me. Yeah, sometimes you're in the right spot with McGuire. Like if there was McGuire in here and you saw this collation right here, you'd be happy because you're gonna get a few of them. All right, here's the last stack of this vending box. We do got a lot of Hall of Famers right here, rookies, some good cards up there. That Clemens is pretty nice. I'm hopeful to get a 9 on that, but definitely a solid 8. The card's clean, just off centered, but the rest of it's really nice. So. Tony Perez. Concepcion, the Big Red Machine. There's Pete Rose. That's a nice looking George Brett. I'll have to take a look at that one too. That might be a candidate. Winfield. Tony Gwynn. Boy, the smell on these. They got that smell. You know, if the 9s are low pop count, I'll send some cards if I think they can get a 9. But we're hoping for better, especially from a vending box. Joe Morgan with the A's. Wow. That's probably his last year, I would imagine. Frank Viola, solid pitcher. All right, last pack here, or last stack. The George Brett? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, full send. Go ahead and send it in. Maybe that corner. I'm not going to mess with it now, but just take a look at it. I don't know if there's a dimple right there, right by his shirt. It's hard to see, but it's faint, but it's still a nice card. I'll put it with your stuff. All right, let's see if we can get anything out of this last little pack here. Vukovic, Keith Moreland, Jim Rice. Got a lot of cards here that are worth a second look. Let me wait. Yeah, I'll take a look at that Bill Kruger too. All right, so there's the stack there. These are the Hall of Famers and stuff like that. These at quick glance just look really nice. Little touch thick on the right, but top to bottom's good. And these corners are really nice. There's a discoloration here. It's not a stain or anything. It's just a discoloration from printing. But you got to look at all these. So we'll see what these bring. But yeah, if there's like, believe me, you pop a 10 on here and there's set building nuts that are as crazy as they come. You pop a Gem Mint 10 of something like this, they're all over it. You can turn a card that's worth a penny at best into, in some cases, several hundred. Obviously, the earlier the stuff is, the better because that's the pop count. But you start sending stuff off like this, you got a really good shot at getting a 10. And that's the thing with these vending. I mean, you can just grab a stack anywhere, grab any card out of here, just stop. Nothing. There's no white. Just get that to focus. Come on, camera. But you get the idea. I mean, take the corner like this when you're looking through cards. Look at that. There's not a touch of white on any of these corners. You just won't find that in wax and rack packs. Just not possible. If you do, it's few and far between. But then you deal with it. Then obviously you got centering, surface, all the other issues. But if you're looking for cards right away that can potentially gem, and if they can't, I'm just going to put these in my binder and swap them out with what I've got. But if I've got a shot to get dead centered cards, it's just, do I want to risk dealing with PSA? So it looks like I don't know, maybe a quarter, 20% of the box. Let's see what that stack looks like. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, about a quarter. Maybe a little bit less because of those two, but about a quarter of the stack, 20%, are definitely worth a second look. I'm just going to sleeve them for now. So we did not get a Eric Davis, and we did not get a Puckett. And what else did we not get? We didn't get a Puckett. We didn't get a Davis. We got 2 Saberhagen rookies. This one's actually pretty nice. So I'm going to take a better look at it. But I think that one's got a nice shot at a 9-10, depending on how it looks on the back, under some light, and check the surface. But the Clemens, little off, little thin on the left, little thin on the bottom. But otherwise, it's razor sharp on the back. Still a nice looking card. Did get 2 Corey Snyders, and then the Julio, of course. Julio's really nice. So these I may just swap out if they're not going to go off to get graded. I'm going to take a look at all. I'll get a count here in a second when I get done sleeving all these. See what's. Oh, he did. Oh, that would have been cool to get those done. You know what? Yeah, I saw that. I saw that online. I saw one guy that makes custom cards. He made a custom card for him. I saw a video of him signing. Was he there with his wife? I think that was him. Yeah, some of these will get kicked out right away, but some of these are just gonna definitely send. They're just too nice. But you definitely got to check the surface. Like this one, you roll it. There's a little, almost looks like there's a piece of hair under the coating. You just got to double check everything. But man, these are just as good as you're going to get. I've got a bunch of vending boxes here. That's why I've got this out. Private event before. Yeah, that's awesome. That's great. Love to hear that stuff. Yeah, I have no interest in collecting certain people. I don't care how good you are. You suck as a human. I just don't care. I mean, I'm not perfect myself by no means, but I'm also not in the public eye. Like that. That's a beauty, man. That card's freaking awesome. Look at that thing. PSA will give me a fucking 6.5 just to be a dick, right? 6.5. Here you go. But man, look at that. Pat Zachary. That's off the PSA for sure. Yeah, we'll take a peek at all these. Yeah, look how nice that Newman is. Yeah, these are vending boxes, Ron. Yeah, I pulled out some boxes and I was going to post a few because I just got so many of them. I was going to sell some. Posted a few on Facebook. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 10 more sitting over here from 86, 84, and 85. That's a clean Ned Yost if I ever saw one. Yeah, we'll see. Ooh, 777s. We'll send on that one. And whatever doesn't look too good, I'll swap it out because I'm sure my binder set doesn't have all these this nice. If anybody's building a set, needs some sharp cards, or just let me know. There's a whole big old stack right here. Daryl Motley. Yeah, we'll see if anybody bites on that card. I put it at $14.95 on eBay. I put the that Holiday kid. What's his first name? The Holiday, Jackson Holiday's brother. I put that up on eBay, $14.95. Come on, Spike. You got a gem. That's got to be a 10. Come on, Spike. Oh, Spike, I got the mutts. Buckner, behind the bag. Yeah, maybe I'll do an 84. See what we can get out of an 84 box. I'll go through these later and see how many I get that are worth sending. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. $10, $20, $30, $50, $54 plus the Saberhagen and Steve Bill. Oh, that's funny. So 54 cards. 54 that I'll take a better look at and see what happens. Oh, I stayed up way too late last night. This is gonna be productive today. Do something. I definitely feel better getting that break all sorted in one night. I was kind of hoping Nala would break that break last night so we can watch that, but yeah, about 10%. Yeah. Yeah, so 500 count box. Let's see what else. The key is, though, when you get these, I know, Ron, but if anyone else is listening, some helpful information is if you do gamble and you buy from somebody and they've got 9 boxes and you can trust them, them, whatever, you're able to buy one, even if they're local. Like, hey, I went to my local shop, the guy had some 86s or 85s or whatever, even 87s. And you open them up and they had 7 Barry Bonds or 7 Bo Jacksons in there. They're all like dead centered. Go back and buy every single box if it came from that same case. So that's the best way I can tell you to have an opportunity to grade stuff. If you buy complete sets off people that have, hey, just say, I saw you had a complete set for sale. Saw you had some other items. Do you have any more of that 1990 tops? That's how I got all those PSA 10s. I got multiple cases from one guy. And I still have probably I don't know, I got to have at least a dozen sets of 1990 still. And I can guarantee you that the Griffies are probably going to get an 8 or a 9. But the 10s that I got from Frank Thomas and Larry Walker and guys like that, there was a lot. So I went back and bought everything he had. And every single set had, even the 9s I have, if I could pull out a stack of 10 9s from Frank Thomas, they all look like 10s. They just gave me 9s because I was sending in, 10, 20 at a time. And I think it was a 20 box case. So 40 sets I had. But yeah, I had a lot. But that's the best way to do it. Tops will screw you with collation. They'll screw you with centering. But when you get in the hot spot, they'll reward you the same way. Actually, I got to call that guy. See what the hell he's doing today. He's probably working, which I should be doing too. I know I have Frank Thomas. I know I've got plenty of Frank Thomas. I think I have got 4 or 5 left of him. I definitely have some 9s though that look just like 10s. Adam.
Yo.
Hey, what's up, man? You sent me a couple pictures. What is that? Do you want me to go over there and take care of that for you? Oh, okay. I saw that. I didn't know if you were going to come do all the roughing over there when you're all done. Okay. Yeah, no problem, man. Dude, congrats. Did you see my listing? I sent you the link. Okay. So one guy replied to me today and he said, hey, will you do a deal off eBay? And I don't want to risk ruining my 20-year eBay thing because they monitor that stuff. So I'm just going to put a picture of my name in the Facebook group that I'm always posting on. If he wants to do a deal outside of that, that's fine. But I put it up for $1,500 or best offer. There's no sales on any of the base of the numbered stuff except for a card that was numbered to 100, which is less than yours, and it did 12 something. So it's still probably I wouldn't take less than $800 or $900 for it right now. It is off center top to bottom, but that's why it won't gem. You can see how thin the border is at the top. So I'll send you the pictures that I put up posting. Yeah. I just honestly it'd be different if it was an orange or a red. I'd say hold it, or send it to auction and get 5,000, 10,000 because that's probably what they'll go for. Because there's some cards that are listed. I think there's a gold listed for 4,000. And there's a red, there's an orange. Yeah. No, it's prospecting. Look what happened with Jackson Merrill. I had over 4,000 in my hand and I ended up taking $2,600. A year later, you were at the card show. Remember the guy wanted that? I was trying to get an extra 500 like an idiot. I was like, no, I want 5,000. He's ready to give me 4,500 for that card. And my dumbass, because I had nothing into it. I had a break spot into it. And then the grading fee. But it'd be different. If this was worth a grade, I would say send it out right away and get it back and pay the fast service, get it back in 3 weeks and pay the premium expedited service and then still have time to list it. But it's just way too off center.
So the show wants you to text me.
Oh, good, cool. Yeah, you had a lot of other good cards in there too. So
is it auto or anything?
Which one? Which auto?
The Rocky one. Rocky's auto.
No, that's the Ethan Holiday. That's the one I'm talking about. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the Ethan Holiday. That's the auto. Yeah, you had the Indians. Yeah. Oh no. No. Let's see who had the Brewers. Hang on.
That's what it was. It was one of the last ones.
Oh, the last one was a base one. That was Ray K. It was Padres. The base auto was Ray K. Yeah. Because the other one was Astros that was numbered, and then the blue paper and then there was another. The speckle was Astros.
Chase anything that you got?
I didn't hear what you say. The Chase.
That Chase worth anything you got?
Well, the Chase is a red logo. So the way those work is you get they're like redemptions. If they win Rookie of the Year, that card is worth, I think, 100 as buyback. You could take it. Yeah, you take it to. Yeah, you could take it to Jason, and you can actually cash it in. So take it down to the shop, and he'll give you $100 store credit when they do the buybacks. But there's another thing where you can hold out. If he becomes an all-star the next year, the card's worth more. But you have to meet all these steps. It's weird. It's like a buyback. Yeah. Yeah.
Chase auto at home, so
Yeah. I mean, it's a cool refractor. I mean, I'm sure it's selling for. I mean, it's probably $20 to $40 somewhere in there. I haven't looked it up because I don't sell any of my Cleveland stuff. So, yeah, I would just hang on to it.
if there's anything that you want, I mean, out of the Cleveland stuff that I get as far as prospect.
Yeah, well, I got in a couple breaks for team breaks, so I'll let me see what I pull for the team breaks. Because I just want to get stuff for the Indians. I don't care what it is.
I'm just in it for the collectible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good deal. What you got going on?
I got to head out to go cut the rest of that floor out over at that Traymore job. So just waiting for the.
So I'm fucking
Person to
I'll
come.
never work in the Cleveland bathroom again. Whenever.
Yeah, those suck. Well, it's old, right? That's an old house.
Some floors.
Oh my god.
Linoleum tile, linoleum on top of tile, tile on top of linoleum, everything's rotten, molded, fucking.
Yeah, that sucks.
Seats that were digging into there, everything's old and fucked up, and 800 plumbers and hillbillies that did
It was funny because when we went to go look at houses, I actually helped her look at houses, and then of course, she wasted my time for I don't know how many weeks looking at this, looking at that, telling her no, stay away. Like this is just, and then she goes and buys that one.
Ron's just asked if there's any scrap. He's going out scrapping today.
Yeah, tell him up.
Addresses.
Yeah, at my house. Just I'll text him. I'll put a pile out.
He said.
Yeah.
If you want to grab this from your house.
Yeah, just at my house. That's all I got. I'll tell him. I'll send him a picture of it.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, I'll text you guys in a little bit.
Later.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, man. I'll see you soon. All right. Okay, Adam. Yeah, I know I have. What's his name? Oops. I'll make a note. I'll make a note for you. I'll pull it aside. I'll pull. I'll double check if I got the Larry Walker. Any more 10s left? But I know for sure I've got extra Frank Thomas's. All right, guys, I'm gonna go get some lunch. Try not to do too much today, but I got to take care of some work later, and then yeah, we'll see y'all soon, and probably later in Nala's chat. He's got that half a blaster case for Bowman's, so we'll see y'all in the chat then. And yeah, Adam, I'll send you a text later. All right, fellas, we'll see y'all soon.